Okay, so let's go through the answers quickly together. So first of all, we have picture number 1. It's a young boy apologizing, saying he's sorry because he did something wrong, or maybe because he didn't do something. If we look at paragraph D, we can see that he's talking about how this child is very forgetful. He's very forgetful, so he says sorry a lot. So that's what's happening in picture 1, and it's being talked about in paragraph D. Let's look at the next picture, number 2. Seems to be a young boy meeting an older man or an adult, and this paragraph talks about how this child is very confident, and that seems to be what he's doing here. So those paragraphs match. And lastly, we've got picture 3. Seems to be some kids coming out of a cinema, and one kid at the back, the same kid from the first picture, seems to disagree. And again, it says this child is very honest, and it's being talked about in paragraph C. Okay, so for the next activity, I want you to find some good and bad things that Emily writes about. There are 2 good things that she writes about. So again, I want you to take 3 or 4 minutes. If you need more, that's fine. But I think 4 minutes should be enough. I want you to find the 2 good things that she writes about when she's talking about her friend. Okay, so go back to the text, read it carefully, then write in the answers. See you after. Okay, so what did you find? The first good thing that Emily writes about is in paragraph B, where she says he is very confident. When he talks to adults, he's not shy, he's not afraid. He's a very confident person. And the second thing she says is that he's very honest. If he doesn't like something, he says he doesn't like it. What about bad? So with bad points, I want you to do the same thing again. There's one bad, or maybe we should say not so good point that Emily makes about her friend. Can you find it? If you only write one word, that's okay. But I would like you to write a sentence if you can. What is the not so good point that Emily makes about her friend? 2 or 3 minutes should be enough. Have a read of the text and then write in your answer. Okay, so we can find the not so good or bad point that Emily writes about in paragraph D, when she says he is forgetful. He forgets so many things. For example, he even forgets to visit or meet a friend. Yikes. But he's a really nice guy and he says sorry. But maybe he should try to be less forgetful. So, we've had a look at the text and we've matched some of the text with pictures. But if we're just looking at adjectives, what are the 3 adjectives that Emily uses to describe her friend Patrick? So this should be quite quick, just take 2 minutes. All you need to do is look through the text and then tick an adjective here. Am I asking you to write a sentence? No. Am I asking you to make a recording or speak? No. All you need to do is quickly look through the text and tick the adjective that you see in Emily's text. So take 2 minutes starting from now. Okay, so let's quickly go through these. Emily first of all says that her friend is honest. She really likes the fact that he's honest. Next she says that he is confident, and she also says that he's forgetful. Also forgetful. Confident, honest, but forgetful. So, what examples does Emily give to talk about those adjectives? She doesn't just say, my friend is boring, nothing. She doesn't say boring, I'm just giving you an example. She gives an example of why she uses that adjective. So this time, I'm not asking you to just tick. This time, it would be nice, I want you to write a sentence, okay? So, not recording, not ticking. Am I asking you to write just one word? No. This time, I want you to write a sentence. What examples does Emily give to show that these adjectives describe Patrick? So this might take you 4 or 5 minutes. Read it slowly, and then add your sentences in. Be careful with your grammar and your spelling. Make sure you can do it as best as you can. We'll talk about it afterwards. Hi, we're back. Okay, so let's look at the words and the example. So the first one I put is confident. Patrick tells adults what he really thinks, and sometimes even disagrees with them. Some children are not comfortable in doing that, but Patrick is confident. He is very comfortable with himself and isn't scared to talk about what he thinks, and he's comfortable talking with everybody, even big adults. The next example I found is with honesty. Patrick tells people what he thinks, and if he doesn't like something, he'll say he doesn't like it. He's not scared. He won't lie and say he likes it, even if he doesn't. And the third is forgetful. He often forgets to do things with his friends. So I want you to now read the text again. You'll be able to see the text, and I want you to match the paragraphs with the name of the paragraph that we've put on the screen. So we've given you an example. Paragraph D is a not so good thing about Patrick. Which paragraph is number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4? So this time, it's going to take you a few minutes. I want you to really read it carefully, and then look at the heading and choose the heading which matches the paragraph best. For example, number 1 says, first good thing about Patrick. So you should be able to find those words or words that are similar in the right paragraph. Don't rush, read it carefully. Match each paragraph to a heading. When you think you have the right answer, put the letter in the box. Let's talk about it afterwards. Okay, let's have a look at how you did. So, the first good thing about Patrick is paragraph B. Paragraph B. Column. Okay, let's see how you did. Number one, the first good thing about Patrick is paragraph B. Number two, closing, the final paragraph, is E. 3, who the person is, paragraph A. Also sometimes we call that the introduction. And number 4, another good thing about Patrick is C. Okay, 1 minute. Go grab some water and then I'll